That's how you bounce back, baby. Consistency.
Time they made a run, we answered. We stepped up to the challenge. Our defense, we were in there. We self-corrected when we needed to. All right, we communicated on the floor, multiple levels of effort. We were connected on both ends of the floor.
After 2 straight embarrassing losses to teams they should have beaten, the Indiana Fever walked into Gainbridge Fieldhouse against the Atlanta Dream, with everyone questioning if this team was falling apart. Caitlin Clark had just returned from injury. There were reports of heated arguments between her and coach Stephanie White, and Brittney Griner's disgusting comments about Clark from their last meeting still hung in the air. But what happened next wasn't just a win, it was a statement. The Fever didn't just beat the Dream, they absolutely demolished them 99-82 in a performance that had everyone remembering why this team has championship potential. If you support the Fever, then comment, "I've got the Fever." Let's go.
Man, I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game. And so we have to adjust. And I think all of us just want it now. We know what the potential of this team can be, but we can't think about that. You really have to take day to day and stuff that worked here, we need to carry it over to tomorrow's game. We have a lot of games coming up in I think like 7 days or whatnot. And so it's mentally making sure that we're good. It's physically making sure we're getting recovery, making sure we're taking care of our bodies off the court. But we're trying to figure it out. And I think you guys see it. I think we're all a little frustrated.
Picture this. The Indiana Fever just dropped 2 games they should have dominated, and fans started wondering if their team was completely falling apart. The losses to the LA Sparks and Golden State Valkyries weren't just defeats. They were warnings that something was seriously wrong with this roster. The chaos started when Caitlin Clark got injured with a groin injury and Damiris Dantas sat out a few games to play for the Brazilian national team. Suddenly, the entire lineup got thrown into complete disarray. Players who had found their rhythm were getting moved around. Rotations that worked before stopped making sense. The team was described as a little frustrated, and it showed on the court every single night.
Kind of alluded to it earlier, but how difficult has it? Does it feel like you guys have had to toggle back and forth between identities with like Caitlin out, Caitlin's back, Caitlin out now, back and forth sort of thing?
Yeah, and it's no one's fault. I mean, no one wants to see anyone injured, right? And it's when she is playing with us, we play a different style of basketball, and it's almost like 2 different teams, right? When she's with us, you play a different style. When she's hurt, which hopefully she's done being hurt, Lord, please hear us, and then we play a whole nother different style. But I do think that once we catch rhythm with her in, we're going to be really, really good. But we can't just keep saying it. You got to put your money where your mouth is.
Coach Stephanie White wanted to play slow and methodical basketball, grinding out possessions and controlling the pace. But Clark was pushing hard for a fast-paced offense that would showcase her incredible court vision and passing ability. This wasn't just a minor disagreement. It was a fundamental clash about how the team should play basketball. The team looked like they were playing as 2 different teams depending on whether Clark was on the floor or not. The frustration reached its peak during those losses to teams the Fever should have beaten without breaking a sweat. Players were confused about their roles on the court. The beautiful ball movement that made this team special was nowhere to be found. Clark's shooting slump made everything worse. She was shooting just 28.9% from the field and 11.4% from three-point range over 5 games. Here's where it gets really interesting. Reports started surfacing about heated discussions between Clark and White during practice sessions. These weren't friendly coaching conversations. These were intense debates about strategy and player roles that everyone on the team could hear. The tension was building every single day, and everyone could see that something had to give before the team completely imploded.
They're a great team, the Valkyries, but it's not to our standard. And so we're running out of time, to be honest, and I think that it's going to light a fire under our butts, and so hopefully you'll see kind of that energy shift tomorrow.
What happened next during that Atlanta Dream game would either make or break this team's entire season. The stage was set for either a complete meltdown or the kind of breakthrough performance that champions are made of. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about whether the Fever could overcome their internal struggles and show the world what they're really capable of.
We're trying to figure out what's clicking, what's not clicking, what works for us defensively. But at the end of the day, I think what we can hang our hat on is not getting outworked, making sure that we're the aggressors, making sure that we're getting boards, controlling what we can control. And I think we need to do a better job at that. And if we can do that, I think stuff offensively will open up for us.
You won't believe what happened in that locker room at halftime. The conversation between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White that nobody was supposed to hear about. The first half against Atlanta wasn't going according to plan, and you could see the frustration building on both sides of the court. The Fever looked disjointed again, struggling with the same issues that had plagued them during those embarrassing losses.
There were people at the game that have told me that this happened and they saw it. So, Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White were having a heated discussion at halftime.
Sources close to the team revealed that Clark didn't hold back during the halftime break. She expressed her concerns about certain players and demanded changes to the rotation. According to reports, Clark told Stephanie White to sit Kelsey Mitchell and Howard because they don't pass. This wasn't just a suggestion, it was a direct critique of how the team was executing on offense and who was contributing to the ball movement problems.
Word in the street is Caitlin Clark told White to sit Kelsey Mitchell and Howard because they don't pass. Could be true. Caitlin went to tie her shoe. Like, that is something that I noticed. Like, Caitlin literally, when Natasha Howard had the ball, she didn't even look. She was basically walking back on defense. She essentially walked back on defense every time Natasha Howard had the ball. And by the way, if you guys didn't see Natasha Howard looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter. She looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter in what was just incredibly dumb.
The discussion got so intense that other players could hear voices rising from the coaching area. Everyone knew this was a make-or-break moment for the team. The tension was thick, and you could feel that something major was about to happen. This wasn't just another coaching conversation. This was a heated discussion that would determine the direction of the entire season.
Look, Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White clearly like and respect one another, right? But that doesn't mean they always see eye to eye. And I am beginning to suspect more and more that there's a bit of a divide between the way that they see the game and the way that they think the Indiana Fever should play.
What made this conversation different was that Clark wasn't just complaining about problems. She was offering specific solutions and showing the leadership qualities that made her a superstar. She saw exactly what was wrong with the team's offensive flow and wasn't afraid to call it out directly to her coach. White had to make a choice right there in that moment. She could stick with her original game plan and hope things would turn around, or she could trust her star players' instincts about what the team needed to succeed. The beautiful thing about this moment was watching two competitors who both wanted the same thing, to win. Figure out how to make it happen together.
You can just hear what they have to say and connect the dots a little bit. Not to mention, it didn't go well against the Golden State Valkyries. That was obvious to everybody, of course. Just a rough performance from the Fever. And on its own, that wouldn't be that big a deal. Clark just back, getting her acclimated, all those things. But it's these repeated statements or this issue that seems to be lingering under the surface when it comes to the team's offensive identity that is interesting.
The real test would come in the second half when everyone would see if their heated discussion led to actual results on the court. That halftime argument wasn't a sign of dysfunction. It was the moment when a good team started becoming a great one. The chemistry that emerged from that honest conversation would become the foundation for everything that happened next. Remember those disgusting comments Brittney Griner made about Caitlin Clark? Well, the Fever made sure she paid for every single word during their revenge game against the Atlanta Dream. The last time these teams met, Griner didn't just play physical defense. She crossed the line with verbal attacks that had no place in professional basketball. Those comments were still fresh in everyone's mind when the Fever walked onto the court.
But we have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing.
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, white girl.
The WNBA should investigate Brittney Griner's seemingly uttering profanities about white girls.
Walking into this game, you could feel the extra motivation in the air as the Fever players rallied around their teammate who had been unfairly targeted. This wasn't just another regular season game anymore. It was personal. The entire team knew they had something to prove, and they were ready to send a message that you don't mess with their chemistry and expect to get away with it.
Loud, but it's really loud tonight.
Mark the hesitation, draws the foul, lays it in, and one, Caitlin Clark.
Sophie Cunningham stepped up in a massive way, recording a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds while playing with the kind of intensity that sends a clear message. Cunningham's energy and determination were visible on every possession. She was diving for loose balls, fighting for rebounds, and making sure everyone knew the Fever weren't going to be intimidated by anyone. Her performance was a direct response to what happened in their previous meeting. Kelsey Mitchell absolutely exploded for 25 points, leading the Fever's offensive charge and showing Griner and everyone else that attacking one of their teammates only makes this team stronger. Mitchell's scoring ability was crucial in the Fever's ability to pull away from the dream. She hit shots from everywhere on the court, proving that the team's resilience and focus couldn't be disrupted by external provocations.
Dribble penetration has been an issue for Indiana in defending that. They got to do a better job of guarding the ball and not worrying about the action.
A hot, cold season for the Fever defensively as Mitchell splashes home a three. Here going in the first half. No, that's the handle underneath. Still 6 of 10 from the three-point line. Jordan Canada here tonight. Mitchell turns the corner, gets inside, bounces. Howard flips it in.
Even when Clark's shots weren't falling, she still managed 12 points and 9 assists, proving that her impact goes far beyond just scoring. Clark showed renewed aggression, driving to the basket and drawing fouls instead of settling for outside shots. Her ability to facilitate the offense and make plays for her teammates was crucial, demonstrating her value even during a shooting slump. She dictated the pace and created opportunities for everyone around her. The most beautiful part was watching Aaliyah Boston facilitate the offense with 8 assists while contributing 19 points and 6 rebounds, turning the Fever into a passing machine that Atlanta couldn't stop. Boston's playmaking abilities were key in the team's improved teamwork and ball movement. She was finding open teammates all over the court and making the extra pass that led to easy scoring opportunities.
Now here is Clark. Eyes ahead. Lob inside. Finds Boston right on the money.
By the time the fourth quarter rolled around, it was clear that this wasn't just a win. It was a statement game. The Fever outscored Atlanta 59-37 in the second half, showing their ability to make adjustments and execute their game plan effectively. This strong performance highlighted their resilience and ability to overcome challenges after a difficult first half. The Fever's 27 assists on 35 made baskets showed exactly what happens when you unite a team by attacking one of their own. That 77% assist rate highlighted the team's ability to work together and create scoring opportunities. Sophie Cunningham captured the moment perfectly when she said, "This is a special group that we have, and so when we can just go out there and have fun and be competitors and feed off of each other, it's just easy."
I just love it. I really do think this is a really unique and special team. It is. In the locker room, we really do love each other. Like, we love spending time together. Our practices, I'm not going to lie, are long. And sometimes we have to hold hands and be like, hey, we're going to get through it. Right. But this is a team that I have never felt like this in the W. And I've been in it for 7 years. I know you've been in it for 8, you know. And so this is a special group that we have. And so when we can just go out there and have fun and be competitors and feed off of each other, it's just easy. And when people are smiling, like, you don't ever see Kels really get like that, but when we see her get like that, I'm like, oh, yeah, like we're in it, you know what I mean? And when other teams see that, it's game over. And so we're our best when we're having fun.
This wasn't just a win. It was a preview of what championship teams look like when everything clicks at the perfect moment. The Fever's 99-82 demolition of Atlanta proved that when this roster is healthy and playing together, they can compete with anyone in the league. You could see it in every possession, every pass, every defensive rotation. This team has something special when all the pieces fit together.
Our team kind of got in a groove, honestly, when Kate got hurt. And we were playing good offense, good defense, but we're a whole different team when she isn't. And so we have to learn how to adjust, how to get her involved, how to keep people who are hot. And so just kind of learning that and then staying consistent in that. But the things that we can control is our effort, our energy, boxing out, defensive scouts, and that's what we got to hang our hat on.
But here's the reality check. This was only the second game with their full roster this season. Think about that for a second. They've barely had a chance to practice together with everyone healthy, yet they put together a performance that dominated one of the league's better teams. There's still so much more potential waiting to be unlocked with more time to build chemistry and establish consistent rotations. The 27 assists on 35 made baskets showed exactly what happens when individual talent meets team chemistry. That's a 77% assist rate that creates the kind of basketball that makes opponents helpless. Sophie Cunningham perfectly captured what makes this team different when she said, "I really do think this is a really unique and special team. And the locker room, we really do love each other. Like we love spending time together. This is a special group that we have. And so when we can just go out there and have fun and be competitors and feed off of each other, it's just easy."
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. I think that our team has enough offensive threats that we should have 5 to 6 people in double figures every single night when we move the ball. When the ball is popping, we're a really hard team to guard. Again, we have to be disciplined on defense. We can get easy buckets in transition, but I think offensively, when the ball is popping, we're a hard team to guard in the W.
This victory wasn't just about beating Atlanta. It was about proving that the Fever can overcome internal struggles and external pressure to perform when it matters most. Coach Stephanie White acknowledged the team's journey of learning to prioritize the we over them, which is exactly what championship teams do when things get tough. With more than half the season left, they can build chemistry and establish consistent rotations. Imagine what this team could accomplish. They scored 59 points in the second half, their highest scoring half of the season, showing their offensive firepower and ability to make adjustments. The joy and teamwork you saw in this game gave fans a glimpse of what the future holds. A team that's not just talented, but unified in their pursuit of greatness. This wasn't the end of their story. It was the beginning of something special that has championship written all over it.
It all starts with communication. It really starts at practice with defensive scout, locking in, knowing personnel, and we haven't been very good at that this year. You've seen spurts of it that we are really good, but again, our word is like consistency, together and consistency. And so for us, it's being aggressive at the point of attack, and I really do think that when we're aggressive from the jump, it sets a tone for the whole game. And so sucks to suck, it's on the starting 5 to kind of do that, so good luck, Kels. But I really do think that when we're in it together and we're aggressive on both ends, we're just a really tough team.
What happened in that second half wasn't just impressive. It was a masterclass in how championship teams respond when their backs are against the wall. The Fever scored 59 points in the final 24 minutes, nearly doubling Atlanta's output and tying their highest scoring half in the last 7 seasons. This wasn't luck or a hot shooting night, it was pure execution. The Fever outscored Atlanta nearly 2-1 in those final 24 minutes, showing the kind of adjustments and execution that separates good teams from great ones. They shut down Jordan Canada after she torched them for 26 points in the first half. That's what championship teams do. They figure out problems and fix them fast. This victory proved that when this roster is healthy and playing together, they have the talent and chemistry to compete with anyone in the league. The joy and teamwork you could see on their faces during this game gave fans a glimpse of what the rest of the 2025 season could look like as a full roster. If you support the Fever, then comment, "I've got the Fever." Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.